Light rays enter the eye through the outer transparent structure at the front of the eye called cornea. Light rays enter the eye through the outer transparent structure at the front of the eye called cornea. Cornea serves as the protective covering for the front of the eye and also help focus light on the retina at the back of the eye. What is the SI unit of the pressure? Pascal. The Pascal is the SI unit of the pressure, the unit named after the Blaise Pascal. It is defined as 1 Newton per square meter. Which force helps the swimmer float in the water? Buoyant force. Buoyant force helps the swimmer float in water. Buoyant force acts through the center of buoyancy, which is the centroid of the immersed part of the object. This is the volume of water that is displaced by the object. Note here that for balancing body in swimming, the buoyancy force must pass through the center of mass. There are major force that apply to swim that are the buoyant force, weight, drag force, and thrust force. There are four major techniques used for swimming. They are front crawl, freestyle, breaststroke, backstroke, and butterfly stroke. Hertz is the SI unit of which of the following? Frequency. Hertz is the derived unit of the frequency in the international system of unit SI unit. It is defined as the cycle per 1 second. It is named after the Henrik Rudolf Hertz. Henrik Rudolf Hertz was the first person to provide the conclusive proof of the existence of electromagnetic wave. Who among the following coined the term battery to describe the link capacitor? Benjamin Franklin. In 1749, Benjamin Franklin coined the term battery to describe the link capacitor. As an inventor, Benjamin Franklin is known as the lightning rod, bifocal, and the Franklin stove, among the other inventions. He was an American scientist. Batteries are a collection of one or more cells whose chemical reaction create a flow of electron in circuit. What is the heat generated in joule in a heating element of the resistance 900 ohm and which when a current is 0.3 ampere passes through it for 10 seconds? Its value is 810 joule. H is equal to I square RT, where H is equal to heat, I is equal to current, R is equal to resistance, and T is equal to time. H is equal to IR square T. The heating effect produced by a electric current I through the conductor resistance R and time is equal to time is T, given by H is equal to I square T. The phenomenon which causes the mirage is total internal reflection. The phenomenon which causes the cause mirage is total internal reflection. A mirage is an optical phenomenon or an optical illusion caused due to the refraction of light. Mirage happens in desert areas where the people see water near the horizon and try to get it, but as they go closer, the water goes farther. This is because the actual there is no water. If a star is bigger than the sun but not more than twice as big, it will turn into a pulsar. A pulsar is a highly magnetized rotation neutron star white dwarf that emits a beam of electromagnetic radiation. They are spherical compact objects that are about the size of a large city but contain more mass than the sun. They are used to study the extreme state of matter, search for planets beyond Earth's solar system, and measure cosmic distance. Pulsar also could help scientists find gravitational waves. If a star is bigger than the sun but not more than the twice as big, when it collapses, then it will turn into a pulsar. The slope of a distance time graph shown is speed. The slope of the distance time graph is shown is speed in a particular direction. Slope represents as the ratio of the change in y-axis to the corresponding to the x-axis. Law of gravitation applies to the any pair of two of bodies. Newton's law of inversion gravitational applies to any pair of the bodies. It states that the particular particles attract every other particles in the universe using a force that is directly proportional to the product of the mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the center. The energy is reflected light is increased with increase the angle. The amount of incident wave energy that is reflected from a surface depends on the nature of the subsurface and the angle at which the wave strikes at the surface. The amount of wave energy increases as the energy of incidence increases. The dimensional formula of universal gravitational constant is m power minus 1 L cube T power minus 2. The gravitational constant approximately 6.674 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. It is usually appears in Newton's law of universal gravitation and in Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity. It is also known as the universal gravitational constant. The dimensional formula of universal gravitational constant is m power minus 1 L cube T power minus 2. The atmospheric pressure is measured by barometer. Atmospheric pressure is measured by barometer. Barometer was invented by Evangelista Torricelli in the year 1643. Atmospheric pressure change with the distance above or below the sea level. A barometer can also be used to measure the altitude. What are the two kinds of rotatory motion? Spin and orbital motion. Two kinds of rotatory motion are spin and orbital motion. However, in a rotational motion, an object moves around an axis passing through its body. Say the rotation of Earth. Earth rotates around an axis passing through the both of its pole, North Pole and South Pole. Who invented the contact lens? Adolf Gaston Eugen-Fick. Adolf Gaston Eugen-Fick invented the contact lens. He was a German ophthalmologist. In 1888, he constructed and fitted what was to be considered the first successful model of a contact lens, an afocal scleral contact cell made from heavy brown glass, which he tested first on rabbits, then on himself, and lastly on the small group of volunteers. Which of the following is caused by the atmospheric refraction of light? Mirage, twinkling of a star at night, sun appearing higher in the sky than its actual is. All of the above. All these are caused that refraction of light. Elasticity of demand with respect to price uh, change in demand percent by change in price percent. The price of elasticity demand PED is measured used to economic to show the responsive or elasticity of the quantity demand of a goods or a service to change it in its price. The formula for the coefficient of price elasticity of a demand for a good is dq by q by divided by pq by p. Who invented the induction coil? Nicholas Callan. Callan invented the induction coil. It is the first type of transformer and used to produce the high voltage pulse from a low voltage direct current DC supply to create the flux change in necessary to induce a voltage in the secondary coil. The direct current in the primary coil is repeatedly interrupted by a vibrating mechanical contact called the interrupter. The motion of a body that repeats itself after a regular interval of time is known as periodic motion. A periodic motion in physics, a motion repeated in equal interval of time. Periodic motion is performed, for example, by a rocking chair, a bouncing ball, a vibrating turning fork, a swim in motion, the earth in its orbit around the sun, and a water wave. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction is Newton's third law. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction is Isaac Newton's third law of motion. However, the third law states that when one body exerts a force on a second body, the second body simultaneously exerts a force equal in magnitude and opposite in direction on the first body. In totally, he has given three laws relating to the motion of the body and force acting upon it. Which of the following is the SI unit of the temperature? Kelvin. Kelvin is the SI unit of the temperature and is represented by K. 0 Kelvin is equal to 273.5 degrees Celsius. The degree Celsius or intensity of the heat present in a substance or object, especially as expressed according to the comparative scale, is called temperature. The audible range of sound for an average adult human being is 20 Hz to 20 kHz, यानी कि 20,000 Hz. 20 Hz to 20 kHz is audible range of sound for an average adult human beings. Human being infants can actually hear frequency slightly higher than 20 Hz. 20 kilohertz, but lose some high frequency sensitivity as they mature, and the upper limit of the average adult is often closer to 15 to 17 kilohertz. The SI unit of audible frequency is hertz. The wave used to radar system are dash wave, radio wave. Radio wave are used in radar system. The full form of radar is radio detection and ranging. It is a type of detection system that uses the radio wave to determine the range, angle, or velocity of object. Some other use of radio waves are broadcasting and television and navigation and air traffic control. It is used in remote control toys. Rusting of iron is an example of corrosion. Rusting of iron is an example of corrosion. The term rusting is generally used to refer to the corrosion of objects that are made of iron or iron alloy. Rust is an iron oxide, usually red oxide. It is formed by the redox reaction of iron or oxygen in the presence of water and moisture air. When pressure is applied to a fluid, the fluid change is transmitted to every part of the fluid without any loss. Which one of the following laws explain this phenomenon? तो हो जाएगा Pascal's law. The statement of laws given in option are follows. Pascal's law. According to the Pascal's law, when the pressure is applied to a fluid, the pressure changes is transmitted to every point of the fluid without any loss. What is Hooke's law? The force needed to extend or compress a spring by some distance is proportional to that distance. Bernoulli's law: an increasing the speed of fluid occurs simultaneously with decreasing the static pressure or a decrease the fluid potential energy. Avogadro's law: the volume of gas is directly proportional to the amount of gas at a constant temperature and pressure. Which of the following are the highest frequency electromagnetic waves? Gamma ray. Gamma ray have the highest energy, the energy shortest wavelength and the highest frequency. Radio wave, on the other hand, have the lowest frequency, longest wavelength and the lowest frequency of any type of electromagnetic radiation. With reference to the remote sensing technology, what does LIDAR stand? Light detection and ranging. LIDAR stands for light detection and ranging. It is also called 3D laser scanning. It is commonly used to make a high resolution map. The SI unit of radioactivity is becquerel. Becquerel is the SI unit of radioactivity. One becquerel is equal to 1 radioactivity decay per second. An older radioactivity unit is the Curie and named after the Marie Curie. Thank you.